I'm talking massive resistance. Massive, like maybe big intel type of resistance here.
I don't disagree with you, and that's why the next step is getting confirmed by the Senate, and we need to apply as much pressure as possible as citizens. I mean, even hashtags like confirm RFK Jr. I know that sounds ridiculous, but on every level, we need to let them know that we're watching, that we demand change, that there's been a clear mandate, and anybody who doesn't comply here will be held accountable in the next set of elections. Period.
You know, being healthy is like, it's free. You don't have to buy a lot of things to go outside and take a walk, or drink water instead of soda, or maybe get food that's not like just laced with additives. It's so simple, but if you live a simple, clean lifestyle, then they're not going to make as much money, and they're not going to have as much power in Washington, and Democrats would have been sad. Turns out that was just the start. Liberals are finding creative ways to cope with the idea Trump's going to be president, and this time he's not messing around. Whoopi is threatening a sex strike.
I mean, the Taliban, I read the Taliban is so happy that we didn't pick a woman, you know. There's a lot of anti-women feeling around the world. Be careful.
Well, I'm just going to say this.
We all came.
I dare, you didn't get here by yourself, man. You can't do this without us. And if we don't let you, you don't get it. It's that simple.
Democrats aren't just giving up sex. They're giving up the thing they like the most. Attention. Kind of. Don Lemon quit Twitter, but then immediately came back and asked people to follow him. Joy Reid says she's quitting too.
Hey guys, so today I finally did something I've been meaning to do for a while, and the reason for doing it, and kissing goodbye my 1.9 million followers over there, is because I hadn't been posting for a long time. I just didn't want to contribute content once it was purchased by its present owner.
Talking to fewer people isn't how you win elections. That was one of Kamala's biggest mistakes on the trail. She skipped Rogan. Today we're finding out she didn't want to do the podcast because she didn't want to offend her liberal staffers. There was a backlash with some of our progressive staff that didn't want her to be on it. Anyone who cares this much about their staff's feelings is unfit. Well, except me. I care deeply. Kamala was so scared to hurt people's feelings, she never came up with an agenda. Americans don't like that. Even some migrants don't like it. They think they're better off with Trump, even if they're going to get deported.
If you get deported, would you regret your support for Donald Trump?
No me arrepentiría.
He's saying that he wouldn't regret supporting Donald Trump. So you're really not thinking about yourself. You're thinking about your children and the future of your children.
Yes, I want the better for my children.
Liberals love to tell you they're allies of blacks and Latinos, but blacks and Latinos think libs are crazy. A Financial Times study shows white liberals are way more radical than blacks and Hispanics. I mean, way more. More blacks and Hispanics are proud to be Americans than white liberals. Blacks and Hispanics want tighter borders than white liberals. White liberals think America is more of a racist country than blacks and Hispanics. Blacks and Hispanics believe you can make it in America if you work hard. White liberals, not so much. White liberals are alone on an island while the rest of the country's over here in a place we like to call normal. If liberals could just wipe the tears out of their eyes, maybe they could see a little bit better and notice everyone around them thinks they're open borders atheists who hate America. Dad Sad's a visiting professor and global ambassador at Northwood University and could be our next Secretary of Treasury. Who the heck knows at this point? Okay. Dad Sad. Let's start with the sex strike. What would motivate a woman to have a sex strike for political reasons?
Well, in the case of Whoopi Goldberg, maybe we should be celebrating that she went on a sex strike. By the way, in the pursuit of male feminism, I announced to my wife recently that I am now withholding sexy time with me until Trump is no longer in power. So you see, I truly am a male feminist.
Oh man, your poor wife. Oh God, I don't know if she could make it 24 hours. Well,
Sure.
Tell me about the idea I'm going to make a big announcement. I'm leaving Twitter. What are liberals trying to accomplish there?
Well, they have a completely false sense of their importance, right? I wrote an article a few years ago on the narcissism and grandiosity of celebrities, because if you're surrounded for 20 years with people who cater to every one of your whims, then you're fully decoupled from reality. So you think that when you're going to announce that I'm leaving the platform, there's going to be a cataclysmic earthquake with people crying. Then you realize that nobody cares. So you quietly come back and say, oh, I was just kidding. Please love me again.
All right. And what else do we have with these crazy people? It seems like white liberals, Gad, are so far out there. I've never seen it. They don't think the country's a great place. They don't want a tight border. And blacks and Hispanics, who I guess they vote together with white liberals, are like, this is nuts. This is not what we believe. What does this pretend for the Democratic Party?
Well, no place do you see that more, by the way, Jesse, than in academia, right? Which is at the root of all of those reflexes that you are highlighting. So the day or two after Trump won, I went on my personal Facebook page just to see what all of my colleagues, the behavioral scientists and the consumer psychologists and the economists were saying, and they were absolutely stunned that he won. They couldn't come up with a single possible reason for why he won, other than the fact that they live in a country full of deplorables and the great unwashed. Now imagine, we pay $400,000 for these professors to teach our kids, but they can't close the circle for you. It's pretty bad.
All right, we're going to